I'm going to start this video out with a story and a teaching point. If you don't know, I am in a against the spread pool. I tied for the lead this week. I went 12-4, so I won some cash. Heading into Monday night's 2 games, I was a game behind. The leader had the Lions, -6.5. I took the +6.5 of the Jets. I thought it was a pretty easy line because I thought the Jets kind of came into the season a little underrated. And in this pool, it's Kyle Gaffner's pool. I'm not going to name names. Honestly, I don't even know the people that are in this pool, but we have a group chat. And somebody decided to talk shit. This person who talked shit clearly did not know who I was or who he was messing with. Okay. So he comes out with this text. And he goes, only worry tonight is if the Jets cover for Adrian. And then he starts talking about these numbers. Starts getting into numbers. And basically he gives me this number that Matt Patricia owns the Jets. Owns the Jets, capital letters. 10-2, held them under 17 points his last 4 games. So he's telling me I don't know any numbers because we went back and forth. He's telling me I don't know any numbers. Matt Patricia owns the Jets, held them under 17 last 4. Rookie quarterback, dudes knows everything about AFC East squads. Here's where he gets really stupid. Basically, Detroit either wins by 30 or Jets only get field goals. The Lions by 30? By 30? Did you see the score? Did you watch the game? I told you that the numbers were meaningless. And this is a teaching point for bettors out there. Because bettors, they will look at these lines and these numbers, and they're like, ooh, he's 10-2 against the spread in his last so-and-so games. You have to look at the context of these numbers. 10-2 against the AFC East or against the Jets. He had Bill Belichick by his side. It's a completely new defense. He's never faced Sam Darnold. He's never faced Jeremy Bates. That number was completely meaningless. So basically, long story short, we go back and forth. I'm trying to explain to this guy why this number is completely meaningless. He's just not having it. But I knew I won the debate once he starts calling me stupid and once he starts saying, hey, I could be your bet manager because I'm so much smarter than you. So he's one of those guys. So normally I don't deal with people like this, people that, I know I'm like 10 times smarter than, but the guy just won't give in. So normally I hate dealing with people like that. But this one, I had a little fun with it. And because the guy didn't know who I was. He had no idea. And I made him look like an idiot. So that was fun. I got the tie for the week. And let's get on to this Jets game now. So let's talk about Sam Darnold and this defense. And I'm going to get into the scoring right away here. And I'll tell you what, very, very impressive debut for Sam Darnold. And heading into the draft, I had Josh Allen as my number 1 quarterback. I had Sam Darnold as my number 2. I thought Allen and Darnold, they were the 2 potential guys that could be studs in this draft at the quarterback position. And Sam Darnold showed it last night. So let's go up to the first half. I'm going to go and let's see, where are we at here? All right, I'm going to start it right here. So this was the touchdown from Darnold to Anderson. And at this point, before this drive, Detroit was actually leading in my scoring. And they actually lead right here as well. So they led at halftime. But obviously the third quarter, that's where the Jets scored 31 points. But this drive here, so this route to Robbie Anderson, great throw. Anderson does a good job of going up and getting this ball. Tavon Wilson was there contesting it. Anderson goes up and gets it. And let me tell you something about these Jets wide receivers, man. They're not great, but you got 4 solid ones. They're all pretty good. Robbie Anderson's underrated. Quincy Enunwa is back from an injury. He's pretty underrated. You got Jermaine Kearse. And then Terrell Pryor is your number 4. Terrell Pryor is overrated, but if you have him as your number 4, that's pretty good. So this Jets receiving core for Sam Darnold, pretty solid. And then the defense last night, I was impressed by them too, but we'll get into that. So you had this touchdown here, and the Jets, they give away a field goal here at the end of the half. So the Jets defense, I was just talking about it, how they were kind of aggressive and to start, and the secondary was on point throughout the night. Basically, Tremaine Johnson was outstanding. He did leave temporarily with an injury, but he came back, and that's the thing, man. Is he came over as a free agent. They already have Morris Claiborne. They picked up, what's his name? Demario Davis. So all of a sudden you got some pieces on this defense. You got Leonard Williams on that defensive line. You look at what Sam Darnold did on Monday night. This Jets team could be a wild card team. And I'm saying this because the AFC is so weak. Heading into the season, man, like we did the prediction show with Brendan, and I was like, yeah, the AFC stinks. I don't know who the wild cards are going to be. Like, who's going to emerge? I had the Chiefs as one, and my other one was Houston. But this Jets team, what I saw Monday night, it looks like a playoff team. If Sam Darnold is the real deal, they're going to make the playoffs this year, and especially the AFC. It's not a good conference. If the Jets were in the NFC, no. They wouldn't make the postseason, but the AFC, yeah, they got a shot. So Detroit, they answered back. Like I said, so the defense was kind of like playing off. Galladay kind of got – so they started hitting some like crosses and deep post routes, and they were able to get down the field. So we're at halftime now, and we start the second half, and it's a touchdown for Detroit. So they tie the game at 17 here, and again, they're working the middle of the field. Quick slant to Tate. This touchdown, nobody was in the middle of the field at all. He was completely unaccounted for. So the Jets defense was they took their foot off the pedal for two drives here at the end of the first half and the start of the second half here. Oh, I remember this throw too. This was a beauty. So Matt Stafford fit it to Tate in between the cornerback and the safety. Buster Screen, they were picking on Buster Screen. Once Tremaine Johnson went out, they were picking on this guy, Buster, poor old Buster. And they were obviously getting some completions. And then Tremaine Johnson comes back in, but he did allow this completion to Galladay, and this was another good throw. Perfectly in stride. Proper shoulder allows maximum yards after the catch. And then obviously here's the touchdown. And then in my scoring, man, 50-39 Detroit. So they actually led by 11. But this is the point in the game where the Jets just simply took over. And they pick on Nevin Lawson on this drive. Had a pass breakup on a quick slant, but got there a little bit early, so pass interference was called. And here's Quincy Enunwa, the underrated Quincy Enunwa. So he ran a quick out route from the slot on Lawson. Lawson had him wrapped up inside the 5, but he couldn't bring him down. And he scored a touchdown on this play. So it's Jets, they go back up in front. It's 24-17, 10-1 on this drive. So they just went right down the field. This was easy touchdown. And then the second, a couple plays later, Detroit right back on the field, and it's the Darren Lee pick 6. So you had Theo Riddick trying to run an angle route from the backfield, and Lee was in zone, and he undercut the route, and it was an easy pick 6. And it was off and running from there for the Jets. So 31-17. They went 73 games without a defensive touchdown, longest in NFL history. And that was first on the list. Second on the list was the Lions from 1982 to 1987. So Detroit getting the ball back. And this guy, Henry Anderson. So this is a guy that they traded for. He used to be on the Colts. Always been an underrated player. And he's the one that gets the pressure on this drive, so on second down. But he was getting a lot of pressure throughout the game. And we have an incompletion here. Tate in the slot working on Buster Screen. So, again, they're picking on Screen, but they are unable to get the stop. Next drive, the Jets, they get the touchdown on a punt return. Andre Roberts does a great job of tight roping down the sideline, so it's 38-17 Jets from there, and that's where I stopped the scoring. So the Jets just completely dominate the third quarter, and it's amazing because you had the opening play of the game, which was a pick six, and it reminded me a lot of Kareem Hunt's debut from last year against the Patriots. He fumbled on the first play of the game, and then look what he did after that. It was the Kareem Hunt show, and it was the Sam Darnold show on Monday night. What he was doing in the pocket, see, I know that he can move in the pocket, and I know that he can work the pocket, I know that he can escape it, but it's still very impressive seeing it at the NFL level now. And I know I have – here it is. Here's the play. I even had it – I bolded it. So you had Davis come through on the middle. He sidesteps him. He flushed to his right, so he moves to his right, and he hit a Nunwa over the middle. And Darnold did this a couple times where he just extends the play, good feet in the pocket, good feel in the pocket, and he's just making things happen. So Sam Darnold, man, I'll tell you what, looks like the real deal. So let's go back to this. So yeah, so there you go, 8-0 Lions. They get the pick six on the first play of the game, and then it starts to even go more downhill for the Jets. So Ziggy Ansah records a sack. This wasn't because Ziggy Ansah got a sack. This was because you had a miscommunication along the offensive line. So Ziggy came on a TE stunt, and nobody picked him up. So he got a sack for it. We go to Detroit's first possession, first offensive possession, and they're really unable to do anything. So Johnson got called for a PI on the first play, and Steve McClendon was overpowering Graham Glasgow on this drive, and McClendon had a pretty solid game overall. Claiborne, good coverage on Galladay. You know, the transformation of Maurice Claiborne is very impressive as well because he was a bust in Dallas, a complete bust. Then he had a great final year. He gets paid with the Jets, and now he's like an underrated cornerback. He's actually one of the better ones in the league now. He's like a top 30 cornerback now. It's crazy. Move on, and I talked about this play already, so you had Darnold just really impressing me with some of this stuff. And they score a touchdown later in the drive. Crowell scores. So you're tied up at 7. Oh, I remember this interception. So there was a back shoulder attempt from Stafford. And Claiborne got outstretched. Just a great interception to make this play. You had bracket coverage, so you hadn't. But Marcus May was late on this play over the top. So Stafford had it, but Claiborne just a great play on the ball and gets the interception. All right, moving on. Trying to see here. Oh, I remember this. So one of the things that Sam Darnold did a few times, I'm trying to remember how many times he actually did this, but taking sacks. You can't be taking sacks in the NFL on a 2nd and 11, and all of a sudden you're in 3rd and 20. Throw the ball away. If there's good coverage downfield, flush to the right, throw it away. That's what you got to do. But, you know, the game's moving so fast. This is something that he'll learn, and I expect him to improve this moving forward. Detroit's third drive. Oh, this play. So you had a crazy play here. By the way, I watched this game a couple days ago already, so I'm like already forgetting details. But so Tremaine Johnson gets a pick, and it was a great pick. It was a nice play. And then he gives it back up. So he was running it back, and Galladay, big hit on him, and he popped the ball free. And Detroit was able to get this ball back, and they wind up trying a 56-yard field goal that winds up being no good. So they don't get points on the drive, but crazy play here with Tremaine Johnson. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. I remember this play call. So I don't know what it is about 3rd and 1, some coaches in the NFL. Like 3rd and 1, just take your power back, hand it up the middle, and let your guy get the yard or two. But sometimes you get these play callers, and they do too much. So you had Robbie Anderson. By the way, so this looks really, really confusing, I know. So this is what this means. Single, one receiver to the left, a bunch to the right, right? So single, bunch. Motion left. So Anderson is motioning to the left, and then he comes back right. So he motions to the left, he pivots, he comes back on like a jet sweep action, and they lose 9 yards on this play. Stupid. Stupid call. I guess Jeremy Bates dialed this one up while he was traveling to Canada on his hike trip. I don't know. But a little bit too much for me with that play call. Don't like it. 3rd and 1, I'm running up the gut each and every time doing that. Just saying. All right. Next drive, Detroit. I'm not really remembering any of these details, honestly. Oh, well, let's talk about Jamal Adams, though, because Jamal Adams now heading into his 2nd year, the safety, 6 overall pick last year. Very surprised he fell to 6, honestly. And he was all over the place in this game. Good in coverage, making plays, making tackles. He's a good one. He's a keeper, that Jamal Adams. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Let's get to the next one. And, okay, this is what we started out with. So we're back to the beginning again. And this was a Darnold to Anderson touchdown. So let's get to the final here. We have the Jets. They won 48-17. I had 89-56 in my scoring. 3/4 stars. By the way, I am trying to find my guide as to explain my scoring system. So I know somebody reached out in the comment section asking, what this is all about. I'm trying to find the guide. It is deep in the annals of my documents. I don't remember what I titled it. I can't find it anywhere, so I apologize. But once I do find it, I will let you know how the scoring system works. I promise. All right? I'm Adrian Fedq. I'm out of here. Take care. And don't fuck with me when it comes to sports betting. And don't give me meaningless numbers. I'm done with that. See ya.